are we?
It's time to get down on one knee and break out a ring. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 marriage proposal movie scenes.
Do you love him, Loretta?
Ma, I love him awful.
Oh, God, that's too bad.
For this list, we're taking a look at the most romantic scenes in movies where somebody pops the question. Number 10. I'd Like to Date You, The Proposal.
Ask me nicely.
Ask me nicely what?
Based on the title, it shouldn't come as a surprise that a marriage proposal plays a key role in this romantic comedy.
Ask me nicely to marry you, Margaret.
What does that mean?
When the bossy Margaret faces deportation, she decides to marry her long-suffering assistant Andrew to stay in the States. Of course, Andrew abuses his newfound power first.
Will you marry me?
No. Say it like you mean it.
While they get off on the wrong foot, these two eventually come to realize they're made for each other.
Things changed when we kissed. And when you told me about your tattoo. Even when you checked me out when we were naked.
It may be a contrived setup, but Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds share such authentic chemistry that it's hard not to cheer when the panting Andrew proposes to Margaret for real.
So, Margaret, marry me.
You know, so they can date.
Because I'd like to date you.
Number 9. Jackson, Walk the Line.
You gonna stand over there all night, or you wanna come over here and sing with me?
I'll sing with you, Mr. Cash. You sure that's what you want?
Yeah.
Walk the Line was a truly loving tribute to the lives of Johnny Cash and June Carter, even if certain elements were romanticized. After asking June for her hand in marriage several times, Johnny asks her once again on stage.
I gotta ask June here a question before we finish this song.
What's that, John?
June tries to move on with the show, but Johnny refuses to continue until hearing her answer.
Come on, finish the song. People want to hear us sing.
Sorry, folks, but I just can't do this song anymore unless she's gonna marry me.
Coming to terms with her feelings, June accepts the proposal and the two engage in a crowd-pleasing kiss. While it's been said that Cash's proposal to June wasn't quite as dramatic in real life, this scene is pitch perfect from a storytelling standpoint, offering a charming final curtain.
It's none of y'all heard she said yes.
Number 8. Say Yes, Scarlett, Gone with the Wind.
So I'll change the subject and say what I came to say.
Say it then and get out.
After Scarlett O'Hara loses her second husband, Rhett Butler wastes no time proposing to the bawling widow. Scarlett is reluctant to marry anyone, let alone the conceited Rhett.
You really are the most ill-bred man to come here at a time like this.
I made up my mind you were the only woman for me, Scarlett, the first day I saw you at 12 Oaks.
Nevertheless, Rhett remains 100% confident that he'll get a yes out of her. After laying a passionate kiss on Scarlett's lips, she gives Rhett the answer he's been waiting to hear.
Say you're going to marry me. Say yes. Say yes.
Yes.
Mixing great humor with great romance, this scene sums up why these two are among cinema's most iconic star-crossed lovers. Since Scarlett still holds a torch for Ashley, though, her marriage to Rhett doesn't exactly have a storybook ending.
Well, aren't you going to kiss me goodbye?
Don't you think you've had enough kissing for one afternoon?
Number 7. Is It Still Raining? 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
I shouldn't have come to the church this morning. I'm sorry.
No.
Just as he's about to marry Henrietta, Charles realizes two things. Marriage just isn't for him, and he's truly in love with another.
Do you love someone else? Do you, Charles?
Despite never wanting to tie the knot, Charles still wishes to spend the rest of his life with Carrie. Sharing the same outlook, Carrie accepts Charles' earnest proposal to not marry him.
Do you think, after we've dried off, after we've spent lots more time together, you might agree not to marry me?
While their kiss in the rain may be a cliche, this declaration of love is anything but conventional.
And do you think not being married to me might maybe be something you could consider doing for the rest of your life?
Complete with honest, humorous, and heartfelt dialogue, it demonstrates that lovers don't always need to follow the old-fashioned romantic route, but rather do whatever works for them in order to find happiness.
Do you?
I do.
Number 6. A big proposal. Sex and the City.
Why did we ever decide to get married?
I guess
We were afraid it would mean something if we didn't.
While Carrie and Mr. Big officially ended up together in the final episode of Sex and the City, they wouldn't reach the altar until this feature film.
We were perfectly happy before we decided to live happily ever after.
Of course, their wedding doesn't really go according to plan, as Big gets cold feet and leaves Carrie heartbroken again. The two get yet another shot at romance later down the line, however, upon being reunited in a walk-in closet.
That's not the way you propose to someone. This is.
It took almost 10 years, but shippers finally got the moment they'd been waiting for.
Carrie Bradshaw. Love of my life. Will you marry me?
The filmmakers delivered with a proposal that may seem small on the surface, but is actually pretty big.
See, this is why there's a diamond. You need to do something to close the deal.
Number 5. The Language of Love, Love Actually.
Boa noite, Aureli.
Boa noite, Jamie.
Love Actually may not be the most realistic film, but it never fails to make us feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
Bonita Aurélia. Eu vim aqui para te pedir para casar comigo.
This scene is a clear romantic highlight, as Jamie professes his love for Aurelia, the Portuguese housekeeper who's mended his aching heart. In order to propose, Jamie learns Aurelia's native language and unleashes his true feelings. Even if he doesn't speak perfect Portuguese, we feel all of the sincerity in Colin Firth's delivery.
É claro que eu pensar que tu dizes não. Mas é Natal, só queria saber.
The cherry on top is that Aurelia has been learning English to communicate with Jamie, agreeing to marry him. It just goes to show that love is a universal language.
Yes, is being my answer. Easy question.
O que é que tu disseste?
Sim, claro.
Number 4. By a Thread, Stepmom.
I've got something for you.
In the 90s, Julia Roberts reigned supreme as America's sweetheart. While her big proposal in Runaway Bride certainly tugged at our heartstrings, this scene from Stepmom gets extra points for originality. Where most marriage proposals in movies are big and flashy, this one is subtle and surprisingly honest. In bed together, Luke presents his girlfriend Isabel with a ring box. Instead of finding a ring inside, Isabel uncovers a spool of thread.
You shouldn't have.
Luke, who's already had one failed marriage, then delivers a meaningful speech about what commitment means.
I let that thread break once. This time it won't.
Sliding the ring onto her finger, they promise not to break the thread that connects their hearts.
Will you marry me?
Yes.
Number 3. Will You Marry Me? Bridget Jones' Edge of Reason.
Bridget, that was not the most romantic proposition I've ever heard.
Although Bridget Jones' follow-up film isn't up there with the original, this long-awaited proposal hits just the right note.
I know there's no music playing and it's not snowing, but that doesn't mean that it can't really be something.
While their rapport isn't romantic in the traditional sense, Bridget comes to the realization that her relationship with Mark is still romantic nonetheless. Mark then prepares to ask Bridget a question. Before he can ask, though, Bridget kind of ruins the moment by opening her mouth too soon.
Oh, God. It is Will You Marry Me?
Well, I'm not going to say it now. You spoiled the moment.
Caught off guard, she hits the reset switch and Mark finally proposes.
Start again!
No, I'm not going to... It's...
We've just stepped out into the corridor, and you say, I've got a question to ask you, and I don't say anything.
This scene is as awkward as it is tender, which is only fitting for Bridget Jones.
Bridget Jones, will you marry me?
Number 2. A Breakup and a Proposal. Moonstruck.
Have you come to make peace with me?
Yes.
Loretta doesn't believe in true love. But she doesn't want to die alone either, and thus accepts Johnny's marriage proposal.
Will you marry me?
Yes, Johnny. Yes, John Anthony Camerari, I will marry you. I will be your wife.
Things get complicated, however, when Loretta reluctantly falls head over heels for Johnny's brother, Ronnie. Matters seemingly work out for the best when Johnny calls off the engagement out of superstition.
I can't marry you.
What?
If I marry you, my mother will die.
What the hell are you talking about?
Since he made her a promise, though, Loretta hilariously gives her former fiancé a piece of her mind.
All right, the engagement is off.
In time, you will see that this is the best thing.
In time, you'll drop dead and I'll come to your funeral in a red dress.
She throws the ring to the ground, which Ronnie subsequently borrows in order to propose.
Johnny, can I borrow that ring?
Confusing everyone else in the room, Loretta shifts from being infuriated to being overwhelmed with affection.
Loretta Castorini, will you marry me?
Yes, Ronnie, in front of all these people, I'll marry you.
Before we get to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Do you love me? Will you do something for me then?
Anything.
Will you marry me?
I don't know how to say this. Will you marry me?
I need to make you happy. For me to even have a shot at being happy. Will you marry me?
I want to be your wife, and I want you to be my husband. I want to be your husband, and I want you to be my wife.
Number 1. You Have Bewitched Me. Pride and Prejudice.
If your feelings are still what they were last April, tell me so at once.
A woman ahead of her time, Elizabeth Bennet refuses to marry just any potential suitor. Despite her initial animosity toward Mr. Darcy, she soon finds true love in the most unlikely of places. As the sun rises, the two at last come together and express their love, ushering in a new day.
I would have to tell you. You have bewitched me, body and soul, and I love you.
Even if you've read Jane Austen's classic novel time after time, this scene from the 2005 adaptation will make you fall in love with Pride and Prejudice all over again.
I never wish to be parted from you from this day on.
Everything from the elegant music to the lovely scenery to the genuine performances is simply bewitching, delivering a cinematic proposal for the ages.
Well then. Your hands are cold.
Do you agree with our list? What's your favorite marriage proposal movie scene?
What's the matter, Pop? I'm confused.
For more entertaining top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to MsMojo.
You learned English?
Just in cases.